Alright, welcome back to Dankscode Traders Hub. Yes, as usual, this is now BTC analysis. We're done with the BTC, the synthetic index analysis. So let's now get into the BTC analysis. I hope you are having a good time wherever you are. If you're okay, I can see here Julius. Yes, how are you, Julius? I believe those who attended the morning analysis for synthetic indices, you are having a good time, and probably by now, if you're not in the VIP, if you're not on the VIP signals platform, I hope you've already gotten a signal, because for us we've already gotten a signal. And as far as VIP signal platform is concerned. All right, so let's now check today's BTC and let's look at what we are anticipating in the market. So just first close this. All right, so BTC last week, not last week, let's go to, actually last week, because on Tuesday I didn't do the analysis. So we had this structure. I remember telling you guys that if we happen to see a breakout on this level, remember those levels right there, I told you guys if we happen to see a breakout on those levels, then we'll see continuation of the buys, or the second phase of the bull run will be continuing. We'll be getting into the second phase of the bull run, and that's what we saw it happened actually this week. Let's look at when it happened. This breakout, it happened, let's see, this is a breakout. So today is a Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. So on Tuesday, it's when we saw the breakout right there, and clearly you can see we even got a breakout structure according to H1. But if I can go to H4, we had a change of character right there, and of course same thing right here on daily time frame, change of character there, and then we saw a breakout right about there. So what we are now anticipating is nothing more than this retest right here, this retest to come to such a fair value gap. So I can easily now first delete this, delete that, even this, even that, because this, in fact, it did what we wanted. Even though it failed to give us a fake breakout, it was continuing with this move exactly, and that is the move that we saw gave us that breakout. And of course it even went ahead to give us the second TP. As we speak, we are currently on the second TP right there. That's where we currently are. The first TP is where we saw enough momentum getting into, a lot of buyers getting into this very asset, this very trade, this very buy trade, and a lot of guys engaged in here. A lot of orders were taken right here. That's why we see a fair value gap right there. There's an imbalance. So apparently we see some equal highs right there. We have a resistance, some high there, we have some resistance up there. So all we now see is something to do with a potential double top right there according to H4, and that means we'll be anticipating some pullback. So pullback, grab liquidity probably here. Grab liquidity probably here, and probably see a retest right there to actually continue with this move. Probably, I'm saying probably because I don't want to. Now that we saw this is what H4. Okay, there's an order block here, there's a fair value gap here. So something like that may be seen, and we can anticipate something like that from right there. So something like that as we speak now. So pullback, we continue with the sales to come down here, grab liquidity on this, try to go back, but this would have been a change of character by then, and that means we will get into some sales to grab liquidity on this fair value gap that was left back. I don't see any other point of interest down below. These are all weak points. This fair value gap here, this order block, not really. So this is the most important. It was mitigated, but not that much right there. If you can see that candle there, that H4 candle, it mitigated that fair value gap. So it can easily come here or to the order block that gave us that fair value gap, and that would be this level right here. That would be this level right there, that order block. So in as far as current price is concerned, that's what we will be anticipating. So now I can easily delete this, all that, and can even delete this for now. Now all we have is this move, so this is no longer necessary. Let's see what else is not necessary here. Let's delete everything that we no longer need and clear the chart. So go to, let's go back to H4, delete that, and go to daily time frame, go to weekly, okay, these we can still remain with them for now, and this can go. This was already mitigated, it is a weekly one. So go to daily, okay, go to daily. Now I can go to H4, this is what I need. Daily I want buys, H4 I want some pullback before I can continue with buys on daily time frame. Go to now H1. Go to H1. What do we have on H1? Clearly, one may say price has been consolidating ever since it reached that high, the current high that we have. It's a weak high, so that's why we may just anticipate a pullback, grab liquidity on this favorable gap on H4, and probably even see buys again coming along. So that is a weak high, it's not a strong high. It is like in the internal structure. If we go to H4, we have our high there, that is a strong high up there. In fact, these ones right here, these highs here are strong highs because this is our all-time high, but then these ones created a resistance up there, so this is a strong one right there. But this one here, it's just going to be taken out very soon. All right, now that we know that, I can choose to go to H1. I see that trend line up there. I have this on H4, which I was looking to be my neckline. So for now I can just leave it as a neckline. But if I come to M15, I can look at the structure. First H1, I'm looking for sales still. M15, according to CCI, I'm also looking for sales, and clearly I see something significant right about there. I see something significant. I'm looking for sales according to CCI. Because of that right there, I'm looking for sales. So if I know that, yes, here I have a change of character, but it is currently being held up by this resistance on M15. So meaning this is just, I'm not going to focus on this change of character. I'm actually going to focus on this high that I have that actually gave me this change of character right here. So this was like a pullback, so we may see some sales as we speak to actually push price to where we want it on H4, right into this fair value gap. So what do we do now? Go to M5, see showing us equal highs. That is very significant. When you see some equal highs, you know that you are looking at a sales signal, right there. So if I go back to M15, I see something like that right there. That is significant right there, and that can eventually become my channel right there. So price has been moving in the channel for the whole of today. It's been moving within the channel. And then at the end of at a certain time, we're going to see price actually break out and continue with this previous trend, which has been a sell. So before the day ends, we may come to around 92k. We may be coming back to 92k before the day ends. So let's hold on and know that something is about to happen. Sales are about to come. Price is about to break out. So as I speak, around 3 p.m. we may see some breakout, and actually we may see some long moves to bring us into this area of 92k. What is significant about 92k? Let's look at that. That's where we have actually our order block right there on H1. So clearly it's coming back to that order block of H1 right there. So something significant right there to wait on and see how price will react to it. Perfect. There's an order block right there on M15 where most of the buy entries started right here. So that is another order block. We may also see price reach it to grab the liquidity left on that level. Good afternoon, Desmond. How are you? Okay, so if any of you guys have a question, please, this is the time you can, shoot me up with those questions, and we look into it. As we look into it, those who are on the signals group, we gave you that signal on jump 10 and it's still in profits, so I had to just first check it out and see how it is moving. Back to BTC, we are going to be seeing this now. Most of the times, this is a structure on M5. That is a structure on M5, and most of the times, something like this, most of the times we don't see a pullback after breakout. We don't see a pullback after breakout most of the times. You may not see something like that on a pullback when it is coming from a channel. So I have to remind you that. If one has a big account, one can choose to look at, let's see, we have about 40 minutes for this candle to close, the H1 candle to close. One can choose to enter a trade right here, but that will mean that your stop loss will be way above up there. It will be above right there. So if that makes sense for you, then you can enter. But one thing we know for sure today is that we are going to see a breakout from this channel, and we're going to sell. Sometimes you may first see a fake breakout to grab liquidity, or to grab liquidity. We call that stop hunt, to grab some liquidity above that resistance or above those highs, and then it comes into sales. Sometimes it happens, so I'm just reminding you that. But as of now, I want to stick to this inside here. So if it happens, you're going to see a breakout. You may or may not see a retest. If you get a retest, well, it will be our lucky day if we get a retest to get an entry. But if you don't get a retest like immediately, then you could wait for a new lower high, and then you can enter on that level. That's how we trade it, and that's how we normally do this thing. So for now, price has gone below our 10 MA, and that is a good signal for us. It's gonna go even on MH1, and that will be even a greater signal for the sales, and we'll be coming in with this kind of move. Grab our money right there. We can even continue with it and bring it to this order block on H1, and we call it a day. That money is enough. If you know BTC, even if you're in a lower time frame, you have a small account and you're using a smallest lot size, that money is enough that money from there to here, it will be enough. All right, let me wish you guys a good day. If you have a question, we still have about 8 minutes, 8 to 7 minutes. We can still be jazzing if you have some questions. And as I tell you about our programs here on Dankscore Traders App, first we have of course the VIP signal. Those who know it, they have already joined. Yeah, and subscription is starting on some guys actually have started to subscribe. Those who are not in the group currently, some of them have started to contact me to join. Some had joined the first month, then something came up, they didn't resubscribe, and they are coming back again. So some of them have already started to send their subscription fee. But I'm officially opening the subscription for next month on Monday. It can even be this weekend. It depends on you guys what you need. But the month is ending on Wednesday, so Thursday is the 1st of May. So 1st of May, I'll be doing the reshuffle of the group. Those who have resubscribed, they will be keeping the group. Those who haven't resubscribed, of course, I'll be removing them, and now setting off for the month of May. Then apart from that, we have also the mentorship program. Yeah, those who have undergone our mentorship program, you guys know it. And yeah, those, I don't know if there are some who are attending the lesson, the session tonight at this time of BTC. But yeah, I have a 1-month mentorship program, and it only goes for $110. That is per person. But if you want a special one, a one-on-one, only me, and you will create your own time, then it goes for $300. I don't put it there. That is many people don't want to pay for that for a one-on-one, so that's why I put it blank there for $100. If I get people, those who are interested in learning, then they pay the $110. But if you want specifically your own time, you determine your own time, you determine at your own convenience, then that becomes $300 for a whole month, meaning we're looking at about 16 classes. Each class is 2 hours. Each week we are looking at 4 classes. Yeah. So enough of that. Let me give you let's do the recap and we call it a day. So we started with the daily. We saw a breakout on the highs, just like I told you last week, that if we see the breakout on the highs here, then the bull run will have resumed, and that's what we saw on Tuesday. We saw a breakout there, and it went all the way to that order block on the daily time frame. So right now on of course daily, according to CCI, we've reached our retracement level, meaning we should look at retracement, and this is the kind of retracement that we are looking at. Just a minute. This is the kind of retracement we are looking at right there. Pull back to come to that fair value gap. It is both on daily and of course on H4. So on H4 is a bit clear, and that is where we are looking at a pullback before we can continue with buys on daily time frame. On H1 we are looking for the sell today. So today we are looking for a sell, and we've already seen a channel right there, and that gives us more options of how we are going to actually enter this sell today. Once we have a breakout, it will be perfect for us to know that sales are continuing. But even before that, CCI is already showing us we are overbought right there. According to H1, still we were overbought right from there. But all we need is sales to come down and grab liquidity there, or even go all the way to that order block before we can see a breakout from that previous low. I'm not calling it a lower low because we haven't gotten a change of character on the below. According to H1, we've gotten it right there, but still skeptical about it, so I will just call it a low. I'll just call it a low. So for now, it may end up becoming a channel, a horizontal channel right here, but let's wait and see what happens. But as of today, we'll be looking for this kind of sell to grab our money all the way to this level right there. All right, let me wish you guys a good day. Happy trading. See you Monday. For BTC, I will be seeing you on Tuesday for the rest of the analysis sessions. That will be on Monday still. So let me wish you guys a good day and a good weekend. Happy trading. See you next week.